Hey there, hope you're having a great day. I'm here with a quick Blender course. In this course, we're going to make a bunch of fried shrimps. So after opening up the Blender, as always, let's delete everything, right? Let me close this timeline. And before start making our shrimps, a couple of things we need to do. First of all, let's go to the add-on and check for Node Wrangler. So enable that. And Loop Tools, enable that as well. And let's check for CUDA if you have NVIDIA card. If you don't, switch to other options. So in the system, let's increase the undo step to 256. So that's the maximum. I believe that's all. All right, save or check the autosave. Let's go ahead to the right orthographic view. Inside the renders engine or render property, switch to cycle, GPU, and experimental. And unit setup. Let's go to the scene setting. Change the unit to, where is it? Metric, yep. And the length to millimeters and 0.001 for unit scale. Same thing up here. Scale of the grid, 0.001. All right. And to the M panel, view tab, clip. Let's add a bunch of zeros right here. And I believe that's all. So save this one as your default. So save startup file, save. And let's start building our shrimps. All right, let's talk about the shrimp anatomy. So let me switch to a web page right here from Sketchfab and a scanned shrimp. So we're basically making the shrimp from stomach down. This is the stomach. So it's located kind of hides behind the head shell. So this is the head shell right here. And stomach kind of starts maybe from here. Kind of. And it contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 parts, including the stomach. So one of them we're not going to mess with, and we keep the shell intact. This shell is going to be here, right there. As you can see, right around here. After that, we have the this stabby thing called telson, I believe, right there. And we have the ureopods. Maybe 2 of them on each side. And the peliopods, I'm not gonna make them. And the head and all of the details right here, including rostrum and antennas and other stuff. So let me clean the screen. So we're basically making the stomach and rotating around, we're making the shrimp kind of like this, and the tail and other stuff. All right. Let's keep this to other screen, and I'm gonna full screen that right about here. So I'm in right orthographic view, and to start, I'm making this by using a single cube. So Shift A and cube. By default, it's 2 millimeters white height and depth. So let's make it 40. 40 means 4 centimeters. It's going to shrink down because I'm going to add subdivision to this cube later. So let's move it up. So it's going to be G and Z right about here. And rotate it along the x-axis. So you're not seeing X, and that's the indicator. You need to rotate it around X. It's RX. And maybe kind of like this. All right, now we're going to extrude right about here. You have two options, two main options. There's a lot of ways. So one of them being using this face and holding a control and hitting right click. Another way, go back and the face selected still. Another way is to use the spin. So as you can see down here, we need to find the right axis. In this case, it's the x-axis, and spin works around to the cursor. So hold shift and move the cursor by hitting right click, maybe around here. Now rotate it right about there. And in this setting, let's go ahead and drop the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including the stomach. So let's go ahead and drop the Z, or increase the Z to kind of close this area. Before switch to edge, let's go ahead and while this face is selected, scale this face down. This is the last part right here, hides behind the tail. Hit 2 on your keyboard and Alt click RX and rotate it, then scale it down. So we're going to basically gradually scale this down. So it's all temporarily, because after adding subdivision, it's all going to be shrink down. So let's hit Control and 1 on your keyboard. That's going to make a subdivision modifier with 1 iteration. So back to right view, hit Edit, hit Tab, and let's keep it on vertex, Alt and Z. Let's go to the X-ray mode. Let's make the head bigger. So S and bigger. This one bigger. This one a bit bigger. And use lasso. G, move this one kind of closer to the head. Maybe over here. And RX. And maybe even, let's hold shift, select this, and RX right here, make it kind of towards the tail. Same thing right here, RX, then G down, and maybe this one, G here. It's a nice base shape. From here, maybe here, we need to flatten things up a bit. So let's go X-ray and grab here, Control and deselect that one. And let's go ahead, scale it towards x-axis, kind of flatten that up, not all the way. Not bad. Back to object mode by hitting Tab, right? And add another level of subdivision, right? And apply this. So if I hit my custom key hotkey for wireframe, that's gonna be where is it? Shift Control Alt W. You'll be able to see the wireframe over solid mesh. Let's quickly jump to the sculpt mode. First of all, we need to hit Control A, apply the scale. Back to the sculpt mode and right view and symmetry X. Let's check the symmetry. It's good. Right. Now again, right view and move brush or grab brush and grab silhouette. Let's go ahead and make this shape a bit nicer, a bit rounder. Back to object mode and we have the base shape ready. So let's make the, let me call this one shrimp, right? And enter edit mode. We're gonna make the base shape of the tail from the shrimp. So let's go ahead and maybe grab this edge loop. So Alt left click and Control Number plus, grow the selection right about here. Switch to face. Hold Shift, include this edge loop also, and hit duplicate, Shift D, and enter. Hit P and separate this selection right there. So now we have the base mesh for the tail and shrimp. So let's go ahead and enter edit mode for the tail. So now, first of all, back to object mode and hit Control Alt X and make the origin to the center mass. The up side of the tail right here, it's not closed all the way. If I grab the shrimp from Sketchfab and go under, as you can see, it's not completely closed. This is now upside. So this part is the bottom part right here. So it's not all the way close. So I'm gonna go and do that then. Let's go ahead, enter edge mode and alt click, grab this one, Control Number plus and delete the faces right there. Let's grab this face. There's too much edge. Let me reduce that. Let's go to the front view and Alt Z. Grab the half and delete the faces. And let's go ahead, add a mirror modifier, clipping, and edit. Alt Z again. And let's go ahead and alt click, and alt click. Right click and dissolve these edges. Alright, grab this one and hit GZ. And GX for this one. GX. And GX. And for the last one, GZ. Now it's wrapped around the actual shrimp. It's not completely round though. It's making the shape kind of smaller towards the end right here. So go ahead and hit GZ, go down right about here. And GG, move it along the normal. maybe move this one inside, and I'm gonna make the tail smaller. So the problem is with the shrimp. So back to the object mode, grab the shrimp and go to sculpt mode. Still have the x-axis symmetry enabled. Make the shrimp down here a bit squeezed. And maybe that's good. Back to object mode. Edit mode for this one, and the GG, let's go down a bit. Kinda like this. So from side view though, let's go Alt Z and G. Now the spiking, the telson, is gonna start from inside. So we might need to make this one a little bit bigger to make some room. So let's go ahead and hit S, make it a bit bigger, and apply the mirror. Add a solidify towards the inside, make it a bit thick. Back to sculpt mode, this time for the tail, and push it a bit out. Back to object. And before applying the solidify, let's go ahead and enter edit mode, add some support loops. So Control R goes here and here and right about here. Okay, and apply that in the object mode. Again, edit mode and insert edge loop right here. Now if I add a subdivision surface, this is going to be the result. Still need a little bit of change, but in the sculpt mode. So for now, let's keep it right there. Now, to make the spiking, the telson, I'm gonna go ahead and borrow maybe this face from right view and hit Shift-D or duplicate. Just enter G and P separate by selection. Right. Let's go ahead and add a mirror to this new shape. Clipping and edit. Enter edit mode and vertex. Let's go G, Z, kinda maybe over here. And let's flap this one towards the y-axis, so SY 0, and make the whole thing a bit smaller. So S. Alright, now let's go to the right view and Alt E, extrude face along normal. It's going to be there. Rotate the whole thing, so hit A while the face is selected. And rotate kinda maybe like this. And let's move it in place. Right there. Inside the exoskeleton. Grab this tool, close them together and down. That's not bad. GG, move this one back down. Alright, let's compare that to the shrimp. And it's kinda the same size as the shell. So let's go X-ray, grab the whole thing and move it maybe and over here. Then we need to add edge loops, so Control R and make this one a bit down to add some curve. So isolate this one and let's go add some edge supports. So Control R here. Control R right about here. And hit E and F to align that to the near edge. And we need to apply the mirror right now. So apply the mirror and let's go ahead, grab this edge and bevel it, Control B, and maybe add another loop by mouse wheel. So add another edge loop. Let's go ahead and GG slide this one towards center. This one up. So let me test this with the subsurf modifier. Right, not that bad. It's a little bit meaty or filled at the start. Let's do that with the sculpt. So it's not bad. So let me apply this subsurf modifier right here and go to right view, Control Alt X, and let's go origin to center and Control A, apply the scale. And X axis is enabled, so we're mirroring towards X. Let's go ahead and move this part down, make it more natural and organic, and a little bit of inflate inside. So just to be sure, I'm going to go ahead inside the brush, check the front face only. Make it a bit fill. Right, move this end up and curvy. And to switch to the another shape, I need to hit Alt Q. So switch to the shell. So back to the object mode, and let's continue by adding the Europods.